What's good? What's good? We're back. A new episode of the Great Minds Think Alike live stream brought to you by GMTA Media, your trusted source for hip hop, sports, and everything entertainment. And as always, we're your hosts, Nove, and my brother Orlito. What's the good word, Brody?
What's going on? What's going on, man?
Man, bro, how you feeling?
Man, I'm trying to feel a little bit better, bro. But well, I do feel a little bit better than what I felt, but I can't shake this little cold thing that I got. I think I caught it from the baby, but it is what it is. We get sick. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I hate?
What's that?
I hate being sick in the summer, bro. What's Fabulous say? Ain't nothing worse than having a cold in the summer, bro. You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
Man, bro, it's like all four seasons and every season and shit, man. Like, because right before we went on the air, I started feeling a certain way. So hopefully we could get
Yeah,
through. You know what I'm saying?
for
But
sure.
first off, I'd like to dedicate this show to the homie Juan Carlos, homie, fellow co-worker who tragically lost his life last Friday. My condolences go out to his friends and family and to my cousin Tone. Also, our condolences go out to Daili and Alyssa, who are mourning the loss of a family member as well. We all we could do is pray and hope God gives y'all the strength during this time of mourning. None but love from us and the GMTA media.
Yeah.
So this past weekend, big event. Clarissa Seal successfully defended her title against Laney Daniels. Also, Xander Zayas. Wait, let me say that. Let me say that one. Um, Fernando Vargas' son, Vargas,
Mm.
Emiliano Fernando's Vargas scored an impressive first round knockout on the undercard. Um, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That was quite the showing because I seen a few of Vargas' sons fight, but this kid, something about him is different. Did you get a chance to see that at all,
Mm-mm.
bro? He to me he reminds me of his father's tenacity and the bravery or whatnot, but he like a little bit more skilled than his father. You know what I mean? And I mean, he's still a prospect, obviously, right? But quite impressive. Got him out of there before the first minute. Um, Sources, as you forwarded to me as well, sources close to the information have claimed Javante Tate Davis has
Mm.
retired from boxing. Before I say anything about you want to speak on that, Orlito?
Yeah, that shit sucks, bro. I mean, I don't know. It don't like. I guess like the way that I could sum it up is like, you know how many like people, you know, wish they was in that type of position or not even that. I mean, think of all the like everything that you've dedicated, all like the heart, like you know the sleepless nights, the without eating, everything that he had to do to get to where
Yep.
he's at. And you just want to I mean, you're not through yet, bro. You should at least, if you finna retire, shut people's mouths up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Do that. And then if you want to retire, then go retire. But that's almost, it's like kind of, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like fucked up in a way because we'll never be able to like the fans of boxing won't never be able to, well, we ain't gonna be able to give him that title because he retired. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? We can't put him in them type of talks now.
Yep. Yep. Totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. he was a highlight.
Mm-hmm.
I would not say I never seen a less of an exciting fight whenever I seen Davis in the ring. So I do say for entertainment purposes, he was great in that ring, right? For entertainment purposes.
Mm-hmm.
But you said something that I've been echoing on here for a while is outside of Ryan Garcia, and I don't even consider Ryan Garcia an elite fighter, fam. You know, I've been on that.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, that might have been his biggest fight, right? He generated a hell of income. But what was Gervonta Davis if he was to retire right now? What was his
Mm-hmm.
marquee fight to establish any kind of GOAT talk in that division of all time? Or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You said
Yeah, I
something that,
agree.
and you said something else that I agree with is what was the guy's name? I confused them. Frank Martin was the fight prior. Who's the guy who he got a draw with?
Roach.
Lamont Roach.
Lamont
Lamont
Roach.
Lamont Roach. You said something. You about to retire and you ain't even shut your. That's the only criticism I have is you were in a highly debated fight, highly contested. By the way, it
Mm-hmm.
was a great fight. Don't get me fucked up, but it was debatable. Some people had take on it.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, and it never been like that for Davis. So right now could have been a
Right.
perfect time for you get in there and hush your critics, like my brother Orly said.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, I could see her and say, would I like to see him fight more? Of course, I would. I don't have nothing against Davis, but when he talks or other people talk about his legacy, it's like, what legacy? What are we talking about? He hasn't
Mm-hmm.
accomplished much. If you ask me, um, the guys around him, what's our boy Shakur Stevenson? Every time someone got
Mm-hmm.
a criticism of him, the next fight he's showing out something. He's pulling something else out the
Mm-hmm.
toolbox. Like, "Shh, I got that. I got that for you." So,
Yep.
I don't know, bro. It's I wasn't like I said, I'm a boxing fan. There's a few fighters that I'm a big fan of, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I'll miss him if he's gone because he didn't electrify me in a sense of the competition. But as far as the way he fought, yeah, for sure, I give him that.
Right.
But let me check out some comments right quick, and then we get into the last fight I wanted to talk to y'all. What up, Juice? Appreciate
Shout
you
out
as
Juice,
always, my
man.
brother. And then the last fight I wanted to talk about, we have a new 154-pound champ in Sander Zayas. He had titleist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to call people with titles champ, but he does hold the title. Congratulations, Sander Zayas. He fought who did he just beat? Jorge Garcia. There you go. He just defeated Jorge Garcia by decision, unanimous decision, to win the vacated belt that Fundura left behind for he could go pursue his rematch with Tim Tszyu. What's your thoughts on the fight?
I didn't get to see it, but from what it looked like when I saw like uh, how they looked, like I saw like when they was about to call like who won, you know what I'm saying? And you could see on the other guy's face or just on his demeanor
The
that he
body
looked
language.
like yeah, his body language, he knew that he lost the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, this guy must have put the work in. You know what I'm saying? And then I heard like the scorecards, and the scorecards wasn't nothing close neither, right?
No. It was
No, it
unanimous.
wasn't nothing close. Yeah, but the one thing is, he ended up mentioning guy's name, no? The dude that
Fundura.
we was talking about, that he should stay away from. You know,
Actually,
until
bro, actually go ahead, continue because that you bring that up, that's something else I want to talk about on the tail end of
did
this.
they
But
mention
continue.
something? I had heard something about they mentioned. Did they mention he mentioned him in the after the fight,
No, but they
or did they
mentioned that.
ask? Dave asked, and he said he would, and he said,
Yeah,
yeah.
because obviously, you put him on the spot. He just won a title, so and
Right, right.
the title you won, you were contesting for with the other guy. You really didn't alleviate
But
the
that's
belt
not.
from. Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, go
No,
ahead,
go
Mom.
ahead. No, I was gonna say,
You go.
but no, you go look at that. No, but I was gonna say, but that's not a fight that he wants to take right now, right? That wouldn't be a good fight for him.
Man, I don't think so. Stylistically, no. I'm gonna
You
just
think
be real honest.
he need some other like more because
Experience.
who has he really fought?
Needs more experience, brother. Like
Yeah, he needs more experience.
I
Don't throw him
said it,
into the wolves yet, man.
and the thing is, like I said it a few shows back, like if they could get him down to 147, oh man, we probably have the second coming of Tito Trinidad as far as dominant
Mm,
welterweight goes. I'm talking
right,
about not
right.
like not the fighting style, because obviously Tito had bonds in both
No,
hands.
right, no. You mean like he'll end up dominating in that weight class
Weight
for
class.
you yeah
Yup.
for a long period of time.
Facts. I believe so. And I believe not only will he dominate, but then he eventually his body will fill up and eventually become the junior
Mm-hmm.
middleweight that he is now, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Honduras is not the only problem in that division. We got Virgil Ortiz, I mean. He's a fucking
Mm-hmm.
problem. Who's the other guy? Boots, I think it is, that's coming up in that division.
I
Um,
heard that he what yeah I think Bibito was telling me that he moved up in weight as well.
so there's a lot of problems for um okay, just put it like this. They're bringing him up beautifully, right? But I hope they don't feed him straight to the sharks yet, because the reason I say that, because we brought up Fernando Vargas earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fernando Vargas won a title at 154 at that division. He was young. I think he was like 19, 20, but there's a hurricane coming from the 147 division called Tito Trinidad. So, he's a titleist. So it's not like, damn, my inexperience, I'm going to just relinquish my belt for him to sweep it up. I'm just going to defend this shit. And that was what ultimately fucked up Vargas' career, because he ain't never been the same since the Trinidad fight, right? And that's how I
Mm-hmm.
feel about that could happen with Zaya. You feed him to
Mm-hmm.
Fundura, or you feed him with Ortiz right now, you collect a big payday depending where's the location, right? But after that, depending the damage, I don't know, bro. I don't know. He did what he had to do to win the belt, first and foremost. Congratulations, Zaya. I give you that.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're going to get into what guys who already have experience holding titles. It's not the first time around the block. So
Right.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I could be wrong, bro, but I just feel like he's gonna, if they feed him to them sharks, it's too early, bro. What about you?
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts on that?
No, yeah, me and Bibito was talking about that before, and I know for sure that um uh what was that one guy's name? Sa,
Fundura,
Sa
Sebastian Fundura.
Fondura? Yeah, Fondura. Yeah, I know we was talking about dude that he probably should stay clear of that. But I wonder, like, what would be like a good, a fight that would be exciting that he could have in that division as well. That that he not that he's like where he's not risking too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy you say that, right? Damn, damn. Oh, matter of fact, too, I forgot. The dude that fucking Terrence Crawford just went to war with, Madrigal, is still around in the division too. I forgot
Oh
about him too.
shit! Yeah,
So
dude's
yeah,
nice.
yeah, I don't know, Orly. That's a good question. We're gonna have to spend a block on that next week. Then what would be a good fight for
Yeah,
my 154? Because off the top of my head, I can't think,
yeah,
because the names I think of are Tess, more than just Tess. Yeah, I don't know. We're
right.
gonna have to. That was a good question, bro. We're gonna have to spend a block on that. So, but that wraps up the boxing news. So let's get into A little bit of hip hop news before we dive into topics. So, new music this week. Fire, French Montana featuring Little Durk, Big Bag. Drake has dropped a new single featuring UK Central C, Which One? Joyner Lucas came back with a second response to Skepta with Round 2 KO. Skepta responds to that with Junior's Law. Culture Jam, Fire, Fire, Fire. Culture Jam featuring Wale and Pusha T, Damage Control. Offset spins the block with a new single, Professional. Lupe Fiasco with SOS. Hit Boy spins the block with What's the Deal? Fire, Fire, Fire. Lloyd Banks Courtside Freestyle. Buddha Blast featuring 2 Chainz, Big Sean, and Boss Man D-Lo See the World. And OG Busta Rhymes with Taking Everything. Albums this week. West Coast, Peso Finally Fed. Indiana's own Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist. Alfredo 2. Currency drops a mixtape 7:30. And the long-awaited project, NBA Youngboy drops Massa. That wraps up new music this week.
You heard any of them albums?
No, bro. The Freddie Gibbs one, I'm giving it some time because I'm big on Gibbs and I want to be able to digest that properly. But
right.
Next up for me is gonna be Don't Tap the Glass. I'm gonna finally get into that this week.
That's that Tyler.
Yeah, I heard a few cuts of it, and I ain't gonna lie, it's totally like the opposite direction of Chromacopia. Yeah, but what I heard is like it was so far the songs were curated well. Like there's a theme behind the project, so I wanted to be able to digest it before I even critique it. You know what I mean? But
right.
Yeah, but after that, then I'm getting to Alfredo too, because you know how I feel about Gangsta Gibbs. So most definitely gonna give that a listen soon. Some new music news this week. Former Young Money CEO Mac Main's 20-year-old son tragically passed away after suffering a seizure. Our condolences to Mac Main. Tory Lanez officially heading back to court for an oral argument August 18th as his team prepares to fight his 10-year sentence. So that's good news, bro, because you don't usually go back to court unless you got a appeal or parole hearing. You know what I mean? So, hopefully some good come out of that because, if he's really innocent, let that man go. Let that man go. Shannon Sharp from ESPN 2 weeks after he settled with the lady, the snow bunny, as he calls it, for the essay allegations. Let me ask you a question, Orly. Not basically on the case, but based off what we've seen from Shay Shay from the top of the year with the Cat Williams to now, do you think does that affect Shannon Sharp? I mean, yeah, it's gonna affect him financially, right? Because that's a check, right? But do you think that's a bigger loss to ESPN that they cut ties with Shannon Sharp, considering what he's been his trajectory now, or vice versa?
Absolutely, no, hell no, bro. They fumbled the fat ass bag because at the end of the day, who's really mad about this? You know what I'm saying? It's really how what the whole, from what I've seen, I don't see people feeling any type of way about what it just seemed like it was something that he ended up it almost seemed kind of blackmailish, you know what I'm saying? First off. Second off, he's been kind of he hasn't seen he didn't he's talked about it, you know what I'm saying? He's been open about it. He seen whatever he said what he had to say about it. And it doesn't seem like he's losing viewers or followers or we're seeing him lose not an endorsement, but he lost this, whatever right now, the little contract with ESPN or whatever. But that I feel like that's more of like they dropped the bag because who's really um who do you see feathers is really ruffled about this whole allegation?
Yeah, that's true. I don't see like a public outrage like usually it'd be.
No, yeah, absolutely. Nobody's pissed off like that about this. We only hearing
Yeah,
about it because the media keep bringing it up.
man. And I don't know. I could be off, so don't quote me because I'm not that big on sports. I only follow boxing and MMA. But something big's going on this weekend was Sterling Sharp, his brother. So therefore, um, that's why he's not addressing the ESPN thing until Monday because something big's going on. Maybe his brother's going into the Hall of Fame or some shit. But
Okay.
whatever the case may be, congratulations, Sterling Sharp, because I remember when he played for the Green Bay Packers, we were phenomenal. So thank you for your contributions to the Packers as well, brother.
Yeah.
Um, K-So and ATK Scotty were convicted on murder of rival rapper Little Buck after K-So's father took the stand and snitched on his son, his friends, his nephews, and said, "Better you than me." Um, yeah, yeah. Donald Trump is considering pardon Diddy of his federal case. I think we called this shit. Didn't we call this shit a few months back on an episode, Orly? About Donald Trump pardoning Diddy. I think he froze up. You froze up, Orly? Yep. Give my bro a second. Man, for those who's tuning in, give us a like, comment, share, subscribe, wherever you find GMTA Media. Um, any support contributes to us building our community, right? It don't cost you $1 to subscribe to our channel. So if you could, you got a chance, go ahead. Um, give us a second while my bro get back. Let me see who's in the building. What's happening, man? Welcome back. Welcome back.
Man, I could just hear you in the background, and then all of a sudden it was just like it started like reloading and shit. I was like, "What's going on?" But yeah, I don't know what the last thing you were saying.
Bro, I was like, bro, he was holding his face still for a long, and then that's when I noticed. Oh,
Right,
so I left off on K-So and ATK Scotty were convicted
right.
of killing rival rapper Little Bug when his father took the stand and snitched on him, his brother, his friend, and said, "Better you than me."
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
wild.
man. I'm just saying, man. Like, what is it? What's going on, Orly? Like, um, who was it? Sean Kingston, right? Scam with his
With his
mama.
mom. Yeah.
Uh, all these
Then
people,
he didn't even take the rap and let his mom do some time too.
and then now we got opposite. The pops is like, he's like, man, son, you going to prison? I'm gonna go home.
So
I'm
you-
gonna go. Shit, that shit was something else.
he said,
Um,
"See ya."
better you than me, son.
See ya.
Donald Trump is seriously considering pardon Diddy on his federal RICO charge. We called that.
Oh
I think we
wow,
said that. I think we said that the chances of that happening was highly on one of our episodes a few months back.
that's crazy.
Um, let me see. Columbia Records talk about not capitalizing while the iron's hot. So Joey Badass was set to drop his album tomorrow, I believe, Lonely at the Top. And you know, with all the momentum that he got going on, the label decided to push back. So he went on Instagram and said, you know, my album's done. It's been done. It's ready to go. But not contract. His label's holding that project up. What's your thoughts on that, brother?
Yeah, it's crazy why they would. Maybe it's a good move, I guess. I don't know. Shit. I mean, but you better drop it soon, or another person drop something and shit, or like try to get some type of. I mean, he already got the momentum and shit going, but yeah, I don't know. That shit weird. I don't
Yeah,
understand that.
they gotta keep that momentum going because right now he's been like outside outside of the Clips dropping the best hip hop album this year. Majority of the conversation has been what's been going on with Joey Badass and ping ponging going back and forth with the West Coast, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
been majority. So if this project gets pushed back, and then he's just riding off the success of this freestyle he just dropped, ABK I think last week. So it's like it would have been perfect to drop this project now. So if they don't capitalize off this momentum now, I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see, man. That's just how they say industry politics.
Yeah, shit crazy. How much? How long is this contract over there? Is it almost up?
Man, he didn't even say none of that. He just said he's ready to drop this project. He's voiced his frustration. He said it was ready to go. So you know, we'll keep breaking the story as it develops. Um, few good news now, right? Busta Rhymes is set to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame August 1st. Congratulations, Busters. Um,
What's just up?
Funkmaster Flex set to receive the keys to the city of New York August 7th. Congratulations, Funk Flex. Dropping his bomb. Yep. Bomb drop. You know what we're going to soon we're gonna have the sound effects. Legendary. Conway the Machine has signed a distribution deal with Rock Nation. Hey,
Oh, word.
yeah. So what they just did with the clip should entice MCs to like go over there, you know. So, you know, the clips not I'm gonna continue to talk about them until something else drop, but they just how you say they just pushing boundaries or not even just pushing boundaries, they're just setting the bar and example like, man, don't limit your creativity. Don't, you know, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, man. With Conway going over there, I think it's a great look. Um, Still more good news for Rock Nation. Hit Boy credits Desiree Perez and Jay Z for getting him out of a publishing deal that he was wrapped up in 18 years, and that is crazy. You know,
Yeah, that is.
that's where majority of the income comes from is publishing, and if you don't own your publishing, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Tyler the Creator's Don't Top to Glass will debut at number 1 on Billboards tomorrow. Um, Speaking of Tyler the Creator, he was on POV on the Clips album. There we go, Clips.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he dropped a bar where a lot of people thought he was insinuating it was Drake, where he says, "Little feature go threaten to sue."
The future ready to sue. Tell the lawyer to set the fee. Mm-hmm. Right, that
Yeah.
shit.
Yep, everybody thought that was for Drake, but that was really for Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean reportedly threatened Tyler the Creator with legal action, unfollow and rumors, legal threats, all sorts of shit. So the
Oh, what the
death of
hell?
so the death of our future is upon us. Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be any recognition about with them. So yeah, that's so for people that included me. I thought that was for Drake at first too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, when I heard it, that's who I thought of as well. I ain't gonna lie, neither. I was like, oh
So
shit, little jab.
so it turns out that was for Frank Ocean, his our future collaborator. What up, Anthony?
Shut up, cardiac.
Our future definitely dead. Yep. It's over for them. Not over for Tyler, though. That boy, he's on fire. Yeah. Well, Kendrick Lamar earns the highest grossing gate for a rapper in Canada. Congratulations, K Dot. He's out here
On
just,
what?
yeah, bro. 7.7 million at the Rogers Center. And
That's fucking crazy.
I seen the weekend petition to change the Rogers Center back to Toronto Sky Dome. Hey, I'm not Canadian, but I'm all for it. That venue, I mean that arena held a great event. WrestleMania 6, Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior, and that motherfucker was woo. So
Yeah.
yeah, so change it back to the Toronto Sky Dome. I don't even know who Roger is, so shit. What's the word, Brody? We hear
Shit, man.
we here talk wrapping up this week's top news and stories. Then we're gonna talk Rough Riders. This episode is called Crew Love. We used to do segments of that back in the day, and we chilled on that, but we bringing it back. Crew Love, and this week is the Rough Riders. So rock with us this week. We'd love to hear your input. Um, you know what? That's not news. G Herbo pays his son $2,000 per show now that he's performing. Hey man, I seen his son Josiah perform, and if G Herbo paying his son, congratulations, little man, because
Yeah, that's dope.
you're making more money than a lot of rappers that we know that's on TV and etc. So 2 racks a show, congratulations. On to continue with G Herbo. He has called out Vlad and Akademiks to donate 100K to a charity in Chicago since they profited off Chicago's pain and
Damn, that
yeah,
pretty gangster.
yeah. You know what, bro? I don't know about so much Vlad, but I agree with Academics. Like that Warren Chirac really did something for Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Like people was like, oh man, he's covering us. That's when motherfuckers really
Mm-hmm.
started tweaking. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna be real with you. He ain't wrong. I mean, he ain't wrong about the Academics, but Vlad, I don't know, man. Vlad covers everything. Like that motherfucker's like CNN. He's not really like other podcasts and media. To me, he's more like
Mm-hmm.
2020 timeline, 2020 type shit or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But what's your thoughts on that? Do you agree with that, or you don't think Academics he shouldn't have to?
Uh, man, I don't know. Like, I think shit, it ain't like it's something. Shit, they made a lot of money regardless. So I don't see like it's a bad thing to do regardless. If you donating some money to a charity, shit,
Yep.
fucking do it, man. Y'all both should do that shit. What the fuck?
You heard the man.
Choose your charity. Choose your charity, man.
Yeah,
Shit.
man. So two more bits pieces before we get into the main topic. Rick Ross and Benzino um been poking at 50 cents the last 2 days. Benzino posted a video where he's on the block rapping, and 50 responded, commented saying, "This ain't it. You're 60. You shouldn't be rapping." And I agree with 50. Right? I was never a big fan of Benzino. I think the best thing Benzino did contribute to hip hop was whatever he used to do at the source, right? Because I was a big fan of the source, so that was it. And then Rick Ross. And this funny because Rick Ross had been on the tail end of 50's trolling. Posted a video of him talking about he was chilling. He seen 50 Cent's young son, Bruce Leroy, walking around by himself. And by the second lap, he invited him over while I guess his mom was shooting content, creating content up at Star Island, referring to Diddy and Stevie J and stuff like that. And he say even Little Man caught his first fish with him. So they both, and then Benzino responded to what 50 said, talking about you don't need to be worried about me rapping. You need to be worried about the people who slutted your baby mama out and explaining to your son how his mom got slutted out by Stevie J and Puffy. I bring that up because I've seen a lot back and forth, whatever amount of years 50 been in the game, right? But I never seen nobody attack his children like this. And 50's been a savage, but do you think this takes 50's savagery to another level now that they provoked his young son, Sire?
That's a good question.
I
It
mean, we
might
see what
be.
he
It
did with
might.
Rick Ross' baby mama. He took her out on a shopping spree
R-
on
right,
one,
right.
and then the other one revealed or exposed the sex tape. So we know his level of savagery, but now we're talking about you talking about his kid, this and that. So I bring that up because they dig deep. Like Rick Ross, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a fan of Ross no more, but this video was quite fucking hilarious, bro. Did you see the video at all?
No, I didn't. I only seen excuse me, what was surfacing around where like that was like on a boat or some shit. Rick Ross, and
Yeah,
he
well,
was
50
hugged
got
up
at
with
him.
yeah, he was hugged up with somebody or something or
Yeah,
something
or
like that.
something. Or something or
Yeah.
something.
And then and then that's all I saw. I ain't really seen what they shot back or whatnot.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you not lying. They be crazy.
The levels violation between them is man. Go ahead. Like I seen that. That's what 50 said he was out here with a man and shit or whatnot. But like I didn't
This
heard
shit crazy.
motherfuckers, attack 50 sexuality, attacked his some snitching allegation, everything. I just never seen somebody come at his youngest son like this, and I don't know, man. I just look forward to what 50 does now because I don't know, not so much Benzino, like Benzino's like dead carcass to me, but I would like someone, if not 50, but someone to put the final nail in Rick Ross, right? Because I'm tired of him now. But he was hilarious. He
I'm
was
tired of
hilarious.
it.
I'm tired of him. But he was hilarious, and like I would like to see that. And that's why the reason I asked you that. And last but not least, um, everybody's entitled to their opinion, bro. Everybody's entitled to opinion. Um,
Mhm.
who's the best to you, who's the best to me, who's the best to Anthony, who's the best to Juice, is the best to us, right? But I just wanted to bring up something. Will I Am says Black Thought is better than Jay-Z. I don't have a problem with that because Black Thought's a dope lyricist. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But when he said Black Thought's a trillion times better than Jay-Z, that blew my fucking mind. Um, what do you like agree with that assessment at all?
Um, Not 100% because I think that um, and again, it's like I guess what Will I Am like what his definition of like the greatest or the best or better than somebody means because to different people it can mean different things like you
Yo,
know uh we've talked about even like when we talk about the greatest of all times how certain people can't make that list like Drake and Kanye and what I'm saying just because of the writing allegations other ghost writing allegations and whatnot what I'm saying so um I think when you if you look at it as like a whole, like when I look at somebody's like whole, what you want to call them, a gold or whatever the case may be, I look at like everything that has to do with their like influence, the how many records they didn't drop, how many of those records didn't go on platinum, how many of those songs didn't go on platinum or gold, or how, what I'm saying? That's how you to me at least, that's how you would
The criteria.
I mean, they not.
The criteria.
I mean, when you even see it with like the Hollywood the star, where you get the little Hall of Famer or whatever the fuck, right? They don't just give that to anybody that just because. And I don't mean this in a whatever way. Just because you're a dope ass lyricist, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of dope ass lyricists, But I think that it's more of like, is he a dope lyricist? How long has he been in the game? How much has he contributed? How long has he been on this run, been putting out music, been all of those things I think contribute to saying if somebody's, a GOAT or, better than something, if you're going to put them up against anybody, you know what I'm saying? Now, but that's just me though, because when I think about like trying to rate somebody as like a beast, or if I'm gonna put some like an artist up against another artist, I'm gonna make sure that he has like all of those things checked. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just me though. Yeah,
that's me too. So like you're right. If it's the best of something, that's why I like to present criteria when we do our stuff, right? Because therefore there's an understanding for those who do understand, right? Because even sometimes we can be clear as shit, and people be like, but no, but don't understand. They don't grasp the concept, right? But but yeah. So like you're right, the criteria. Like if you ask me who's the greatest lyricist, my top 10 list would be different from when you ask me who's my top 10 favorite or my top 10 favorite storytellers, or because there's so many contributions to this game of hip hop. I mean, to rap, right? So many people that contributed, so many different sounds, so many different styles. So it's just different lists, right? Your top 10 to be different. But like you said, now when you ask me who's the greatest of all time, damn, now you got to take a whole bunch of not just the criterias of what makes you a great lyricist, because now just being a great lyricist is only 10% now into the greatest of all time conversation, because now when you're the greatest of all time, you got to be able to tap into everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything. And you ain't got to, like, for instance, some people became the greatest of all time throughout the time because they put in the body of work. Some people were goated right out the gate, so yeah, you're right, bro. It's just depending on criteria, just depending on criteria, man. And I think what Black Will I Am said about Black Thought and over Jay-Z, there's not an argument for me, because like I said, to each his own. I love Black Thought, but Black Thought, let's be real, man. Like a lot of people just go crazy when you hear him on Funk Flesh dropping a freestyle. People really not tapped in with him no more. And that's because I don't want. Okay, let me take that back. On my timeline, on my feeds, don't nobody fucking talk about Black Thought until he drops a freestyle on Funk Flex. Like, look, this man going crazy. Like, they're new to he's new. No, Black Thought's been around since '94.
It's kind of like he kind of get that same, when you were saying that, it kind of gave me the same thought as like another fucking assassin, dope ass lyricist, fucking beast with the words, Mason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you people, you don't really, he kind of get lost in the sauce, and then you hear about him when he go off Fun Flesh, you can fucking slaughter the fucking freestyle. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and dude's a beast. I'm a very big fan of Mason. He's dope.
Shout out my son. He great community leader, community activist. He be out on the front lines fighting the fight. He don't just
Hmm.
talk it, he walk it. And I follow my son. Um
Yeah, he's dope.
yeah, very educated man. I don't know. I don't know, right? But who knows what his career would have been like if he didn't get in that jam, right? Because he was connected. He was like, it doesn't mean shit now, right? Bad boy, but bad boy back then was, motherfuckers, they wanted to go fuck with bad boys, and maybe he was close to being signed a bad boy before he got jabbed up, but who knows? But he's out and he's doing great things for his community, for his city, for the
Hmm.
world with his words. So shout out my son. I'm glad you brought him up.
Shout out
But
my son.
but yeah, I just wanted to highlight that because that trillion times better is like, okay, I wish you would have just, how you say, gave me more content to it. Context.
Hmm.
Context. But all right, brother. We made it. We here. You want to give any shout outs, anything before we get to the final topic?
Yeah, man. Shout out everybody. Still engaged with us and still um in the fucking viewing or whatever you want to call it, still here with us. You know what I'm saying? We're finna get into the topic now. The crew love, Rough Riders.
Crew love. You're now tuned in to the Great Minds Think Alike live stream, episode 41, Crew Love, Ruff Ryders edition.
Mm.
35, 38 minutes. Oh, wait, time out. Before I get into that, let me shout out some legendary Milwaukee crews. Social Outcasts,
Mm.
YTC, Cypher
Mm.
Squad, High
Mm.
Rising, and last but not least, the infamous Rare Mob. We had to throw us in there, baby. We had to throw us in there, baby. You know, this ain't just a reminder. That was just a shout out to Rare Mob, everyone. So, but
Hell yeah.
Crew love, bro. We used to do this when we were trying to figure it out, right? This when we new to the live stream, trying to just that's when we had like 4 different topics set up, and we used to do a topic crew love, and we used to try to compose everything in a short amount of time because we used to run up so much with the other topics, but now we got time to how you say unpack. And
Mm-hmm.
this edition is Ruff Ryders, 35 million records sold. Let's talk about Double R, bro. What's your thoughts when you think of Ruff Ryders?
I just think of like a crew that nobody didn't really want to fuck with, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And not even just like rap wise. I'm talking about all the way, right? You just want to stay clear of the Rough Riders, no bullshit. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? They terrorized, you know what I'm saying? They got a fucking beastie ass like squad from like the people that I at least know, you know what I'm saying? Like the D Block affiliates, and then you got DMX obviously, and then you had Eve used to be up over there, was part of the Rough Rider clique, and she was always kind of like one of my more favorite female MCs. I don't know if it was because
Me
she
too.
wasn't.
Me
The
too.
reason why though is because she wasn't as sexualized. You know what I'm saying? She kind of damn. I mean, she was like, you know what I mean, like as sexualized as like how they push like little Kim and shit like that. Like she was very like flaunting her
Yeah,
sexuality and shit.
her assets.
Yeah, yeah, not saying because Eve is a very beautiful lady, you know what I'm saying, but I think just her demeanor and how she carried herself, she just didn't seem like she took any shit, and she was just like, straight, and it was just like, even though like she presented herself, whatever and whatnot, but I just feel like she didn't have to push that sexuality or like, flaunt her assets or whatever because she was a cold ass lyricist, you know what I'm saying? Or cold ass rapper and shit. So
MC, I'll give her that.
yeah.
Um, yeah, no, Eve, I thought she was sexy, but I think I agree with you where she didn't push that. I just think she didn't push it lyrically, But as far as appearance, I thought she was dope as fuck. I thought she was beautiful. Um,
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I don't remember a song of hers that was what's the word? Ratchet, right? I don't think it was ratchet. I never heard
Mm-hmm.
no ratchet music.
Yeah.
But
I wonder when that word started coming up about where it started being used more freely.
as far as that meaning, because back in the day they used to call their guns ratchet, like I got the ratchet on me type shit. Now
Right, right.
but when
And
I think
before
of Rough
that,
Ryders,
it was a tool looking at us.
facts. Look it up. That's facts.
Look it up.
These are the facts brought to you by Orly.
The evolution
But
of a ratchet looking ass.
hey, that should be a meme. We got to use that as a meme for sure. We got to create a meme with that. I'm gonna take full credit, even though you created it.
I love the
that sounds
honesty. Looking at
that sounds like a young no flavor dude. I'm glad I'm not that guy. But anyhow, when I think of Rough Riders, bro, I think of fucking culture, bro. Right? There was plenty rap crews. There was plenty rap crews, but it felt like that was a world crew that invaded the world, like all sides of clothing,
Mm-hmm.
music, the motorcycles.
Yeah.
I think even though they contributed to hip hop, they created their own culture in the process as well. So that's what I think of when I think of Rough Riders now, right? But Rough Riders, man, like you said, based off the music, based off the visibility, based off the characters or personalities. I don't want to call them characters, the personalities that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Not only the motherfuckers wanted to do this, but the motherfuckers that didn't want to do this surely wasn't in a hurry to fuck with them though. Like,
Right.
so yeah, man. Rough Riders, without a doubt, fucking impacted the the industry, street culture, in ways that not too many rap labels, music labels was able to do. So yeah, that was one of the reasons I wanted to bring them up first with the crew love because right, we talked about contribution to music. We're gonna talk about their contribution, excuse me, y'all. We're gonna talk about their contribution to music, but I just wanted to overall look where they at. Well, not at this moment, but what they were able to attain and not too many people could win over the streets as quick as they did. Um, let's talk about. Okay, you brought up the artist. Let's talk about the artist first. Let's talk
Okay.
about the artist first. Um, no matter of fact, before let's talk about one artist first and one song. Rough Riders anthem, DMX.
Mm-hmm.
We already we talked a little bit about DMX run when we did the King of New York episode a few weeks back. We will dig into his career later on, but let's talk about the impact of DMX at the beginning and the fucking impact of that song. I mean, just the grittiness of it. Go ahead, Orlito. Your thoughts of DMX Rough Rider anthem.
Um, they named it the right. They gave it the right name, right?
Yeah,
That shit is an anthem. For sure, for sure. Just man, beasties. Um, genius. The video, like you were saying, you know, it had like the motorcycles and all of that type of shit. Um, yeah, man. Fucking DMX was fucking larger than life. I think, bro. He was, you know,
Yeah,
the type of, you know what I'm saying. He was like that guy. He just had like this crazy aura about him and this like energy that you just like either you wanted to be around him or you wanted to stay away from him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Depending on the day, right?
right. Yeah, so yeah, I really whenever I hear this song, bro, it just that shit just I don't even know what like the feeling that you get. It's like, you know, like shit, like about to go tear some shit up or you know what I'm saying, you about to go you know,
Right.
it's got that type of energy to it.
Yeah, man. So it's a total contrast, right? From his first video. His first video was "Get at Me, Dog," right? Where it was the aesthetic was the gray filtered video, where it's just intense. To now, it's him in New York with a whole bunch of motherfuckers and bikers and shit, and
Mm-hmm.
the look is different, right? And this
Yep.
is where I talk about the impact of this song, right? Like it was a slow burn. Like to this day, I still think I could hear it sometimes in the club. People still bump this shit. That's stop, drop, shut, etc.
Yeah.
Um, but the impact of that song, where now you got to see, um, as far as music goes, the doors open up for Ruff Ryders. The Locks come back home. Eve is over there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Up and comer Dragon gets his feet wet over there, and
Mm-hmm.
then the up and comer Swiss Beats. He's over there cooking, becoming what he'll eventually become. So that,
Yep.
and then we talk about the streets, because I remember in Milwaukee there was a Rough Riders chapter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you
that's
had,
dope.
yeah. So Rough Riders, like the impact of this song, it gave DMX was the perfect face for Rough Riders at that time, and gave Rough Riders a great look. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I said the Locks come back home. DMX, Yonkers, the Locks, Yonkers. Um, Obviously the Locks get put on first, but they didn't. Even though there are some classics, which we'll talk about later on sometime, there are some classic on Bad Boys, but they're not happy with their situation over there. So the Free Locks campaign, they see the success of DMX, so they want to make their way back home. Eventually, they did. What's your thoughts on the Locks return back home, and what's your thoughts on the We Are the Streets project?
When the Locks went back home, well shit, that was like, you know, we kind of seemed like they was having that little issue with that little contract or whatever that they did up over by Bad Boy, right?
Yep.
Uh yeah, and I don't know. I don't know. I never really um I think their bet like you know their best look is over with, you know, with DMX, the Rough Riders, and that whole little crew. They just fit that style and that, you know what I'm saying, so good. I didn't see like really no place for them at Bad Boy like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that was the reason why they wasn't getting like uh was they getting pushed like that, or I don't know what the issue was over there. They was it about the money, the deal that they signed?
To
I'm
be
not really
real
sure what
honest,
it.
I believe it's the deal they signed, but as far as the look go, you're right. Like Rough Riders was the best place for them, right?
Mhm.
But I dare say this. I dare say this. And I'm not saying this because he got acquitted on 3 charges, but some of the Locks' biggest songs were Bad Boy
Mhm.
songs.
Bad Boy produced ones, yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
my honest opinion. So I say that to say this, to say this, to say that is maybe contractually was whatever the situation may be. Yeah, I'm happy they got out of that situation. They still got a great they still had a great career even after the fact, right? But
hmm
um I believe in my heart that somehow I believe that not I just believe Bad Boy know how to produce the Locks music better than Ruff Ryders, but the Ruff Ryders knew how to market the Locks better than Bad Boy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Okay, cool.
hmm
So, again, I did not understand until the mixtapes, right? Because albums, you know, now I understand because of politics, right? Certain rappers can't say certain shit about certain rappers because they make more money for the label type shit. I get that now. But then I didn't understand it until
hmm
mixtapes was dropping in the DVD
Right.
era. And that's where I was able to understand the Locks frustration with Bad Boys talking about how they were getting jerked out their monies and publishing, etc. But yeah, man, I thought that was a good look for Rough Riders, to be honest, because you got let's be real. They're fresh off going platinum. Money, power, respect went platinum. The Locks wasn't
Mm.
like they weren't strong as far as I'm not talking about financial. I did not know the contract. Obviously, that's why they got out. But I'm talking about as far as what unseen, they were successful. Platinum successful,
Right.
especially in 1998. 98 it
Yeah,
was? Yeah,
yeah.
98. You know what I'm saying? So um I thought that was a good look for Rough Riders. They got DMX. They broke that artist. He went out, sold what 10 milli out the gate, 2 albums in 1 year. They returned with the Locks. I think over time it's platinum, but it was gold, certified gold. And then you brought her up, Eve. Eve's in my
hmm
top five. I love Eve.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Eve.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
dope.
she's in my top five. And the reason being was, and it's some that even she says, there's some that the Locks say, even X. And don't get me fucked up. Little Kim and Foxy Brown has done the same thing, but not consistently around, right? But Eve held it down with some animals. You're in there with fucking DMX. You're in there with the Locks. You're around Drag
Yeah,
Race.
bro. No bullshit.
You know
And
what I'm
she was
saying?
just so smooth too. She was smooth, bro. She was just smooth with that whole little. She fit in that whole clique perfectly. She like I don't know. It was something about it. I don't know what other female. I mean, I think it. I'm not gonna say what because I think Little Kim would have been another cold. Like if she would have been an addition to the Locks, she would have been a cold ass addition. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for
Like
sure.
to replace the
Well,
female. But
how they did Money, Power, Respect.
right, 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 right. Yep. So yeah, but I don't know. It was just something about Eve swag and how she present herself and shit. I don't know. It's something about her. She be getting off to me.
No, she cold and look at that. So we got they break DMX. They get the Locks platinum from Bad Boy, but here goes Eve, another artist they broke. Let's be real. She was over at Dr. Dre's Aftermath. She
Yeah.
was on the shelf. She was over there. Let's just be real. Um, hey, I, I do got love for Dr. Dre, but he dropped the ball a few times, and that happened to be one. You know what I'm saying? And the Rough Riders was able to produce not only their first lady, but Philadelphia's first lady. Again, not only did she hold her own with her crew, but she got on songs with Benny Siegels and hung in there. Not too many male artists can hang in there with Beanie. You tell him, Eve was able to do so. Um, what's your thoughts? Well, matter of fact, before we get into the next artist, um, another thing, there was a cheat code with Eve. There was a song specific that like it blew my mind because not only she killed it, but I thought of the legendary Big Pun was that won't you want can't
Oh
tell
yeah, I
that
forgot about that song.
Caribbean
Dun
beat.
dun 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 dun
Man, I
dun
could hear
dun.
Big
Dun.
Pun
Yeah, that
ripping that
beat
shit
cold.
with her.
Hell yeah, he would have ate that shit up so crazy.
So
Who
when I
made that
hear
beat?
that,
Swizz? Was that Swizzy? Or
I didn't check out the production. It could be Swiss. It could be
yeah, I'm gonna
Swiss,
have to
but it
check that out.
sounded like B nuts to me though. If you ask me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
But we're gonna get into that in a second too. But so now we get into Dragon. Dragon, hot spitter, fire spitter. But to me, I don't know if he reached the level of success that he was supposed to or they attained. But I think out of all of them, him and Jen were the least to succeed, as you could say. But it
Mm.
doesn't take away from Dragon's ability to rap because you know, the boy can spit. He hung in there with Big Pun. Not too many people could do that. So, what's your thoughts on Dragon? Did he succeed? Not or and what's your thoughts overall on him as a talent?
I thought he was dope, but I never did really get into him like that. And I don't know if it was like how you're saying, like the whole like little like him and Jen or whatever. Maybe they didn't get that what would we call a commercial success, right? Um, but so I think for me at least, I lost. They got lost in the sauce with me because I was stuck on the locks and DMX and Eve and them. You know what I'm saying? But I've heard him rap and dude's nice. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand why he probably wasn't able to uh, make a breakout. I guess you could say.
Do you think? Do you think? Okay, because Eve came about like if Mono, I don't know. You could correct me if I'm wrong. Like 2000, 2001, Eve time,
Yeah, that yeah could be.
right? So Dragon been in the Rough Rider dungeon, you could say, since the beginning, like when DMX, since dark as hell is hot. Do you think
Right.
whatever was bound to happen with Dragon would have happened even if they would have dropped his project after DMX second album, or do you think it was too late when it came to working on Dragon shit?
No, I mean that's a good question. I think that it could have been a possibility. He might have been a little more successful because it's like I mean you know there's like some heavy people to cut like you know what I'm saying like to follow up
Yeah,
with you know what I'm saying. So yeah, that probably would have been a dope little marketing strategy. You know DMX and then you do Boom Dragon or one of them first to kind of capitalize off of that first and then yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
so it was like he had something he had something that was going to be difficult to like live up to. You know what I'm saying? Because you got people like the Locks and DMX. You know, you coming off of a run, off of one of their runs.
yeah.
That's like you got a high. You know what I'm saying? High hopes, high expectations, should I say?
Expectation. Yep. Um, I thought I thought Dragon shined the most on the Rough Riders compilations. There was one song specific. Do you bust your guns? Yeah, yeah, we bust our guns. Do you? To they come? Yeah. This is for the north, south, east, west. Do you? He shined on them kind of cuts, but did I like his style? Yes, I did like his style. I just didn't hear something that stood out to me. Like, yo, they dropped the ball on Dragon. I just can't figure out why he didn't, you know. But as far as his style, because he had that choppy Midwest style. and that was crazy because he's from the
Mm-hmm.
Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So that's why
Right.
he caught my attention. His style. Um, Producers: Dame Grease, PK, Swiss Beats. Um, the producers, the sound behind Ruff Ryders,
Mm-hmm.
just like the Hitman were to Diddy over there, just like the Heat Makers was to Dipset. This was
Mm-hmm.
Rough Riders soundtracks, you could say. Um, what's your thoughts on these three producers? Dame Grease, PK, and Swiss Beats.
Shit. Swiss Beast to me is a fucking beast. Um, and I want to say like he was the one that kind of like found that gritty type of sound that complemented the group, the Rough Riders. When you look at even when you was talking about that the Locks project, We Are the Streets.
Yep.
A lot of that project is mainly produced by Swiss. Yeah, there's other cuts on there they got, but mainly like the entirety of the CD, you know what I'm saying, is all mainly is Swiss beats, you know what I'm saying? Um, he did the ones for like the if I'm not mistaken, he did like the cuts for like the commercially successful singles and whatnot, like the Ride or Die chick and with Eve on it and that other one that they had, the Wild Out. That's all.
Yep.
That's Swiss beats. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. You hear those same beats like then, and you know that like, damn, those are like the type of beats that uh, it was just something about like I think it maybe because the beat is kind of it's not a lot of stuff going on the beat, so you really listening to the lyricist. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Um, yeah, it's something about Swiss. I think that he like kind of mastered making that type of beats, like them type of sounds for like the DMXs, the Rough Riders, the um shit. Even like when you hear certain songs uh uh like I would think to me, I know it isn't, but I would think like the 99 Problems by Jay-Z.
Yep.
It kind of got like a vibe, like the beginnings with them drums. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, something about the way that Swizz does his beats is different. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the same way that everybody. It's like, how when we talk about Timberland, he be doing his shit, besides when he steal people beats, but you know what I'm saying? When he be doing like the shit with his mouth and stuff, he's different. He got a different style. But yeah, I fuck with Swizz, dog. Because I don't know, he's different. He make different type of beats. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It's something about how he be making the beats. He be fucking.
I respect
Uh,
Swiss. I'm not too big on Swiss, but I respect Swiss. Um, Without a doubt, DMX biggest hits were produced by Swiss. I won't dispute that. But I believe DMX best songs on "It's Dark and Hell Is Hot" were produced by Dame Grease. I believe Dame Grease, the grittiness, the clean, like you could tell Swizz cleaned up, became a better producer as time went on. But Dame Grease
mm-hmm,
was like the guy who he was what's the word I'm looking for, bro? It's like polish. He knew how to cater to DMX style. Where Swiss
right.
was like, look, man, that's cool, but we need you to do this. And when DMX did whatever Swiss decided to do, it was a hit out the park. So I will not dispute Swiss produced DMX biggest hits throughout his career, actually. But
Mm-hmm.
on that first album, I believe Dame Grease was the man, like the man. PK, I really didn't keep up with him too much after that. But Swiss Beats, right? Obviously, he's the one. he was Rough Rider bred. He's DNY, the owner's nephew. So he was, as long as he put in that work, he was able to succeed, and he put in that work, right? Like you said. Um, After that first DMX project, no, after the first two DMX project, damn near everything Rough Riders was under Swiss Beats' hands, just like everything Cash Money for the first, 10 years was Manny Fresh, you know? So I give Swiss that. He most definitely was part of that, the sound, the soundtrack to Rough Riders. But I just wanted to make sure Dan Grease gets his flowers because I don't hear too many
Yeah.
people talk about him.
No, you don't. No.
And he dope. He's dope as shit. Um, we talked about DMX emergences, the impact. Let's talk a little bit about the impact. No, matter of fact, we already talked about the impact. Let's just close it out with the legacy. What is the legacy of the Rough Riders, brother?
They're still building one, but it's deep, bro, because you still got the locks around. You know what I'm saying? So, and I mean, oh, speaking of, uh, one of my guys was just at in Chicago, for what was it? 500 degrees, something,
Lil
over the
Wayne shit?
weekend. Lil Wayne didn't show up though, or Lil Wayne wasn't there, or some shit. It was something like that. Yeah, my guy. Yeah, he was telling me. But uh they had the locks up there. You know what I'm saying? The locks ended up performing. Um, they did that one song. You could kiss, and goodbye. D block. That shit go crazy. Uh, But yeah, it looked at dope. I even had asked him like, "Damn, where the fuck was that at?" You know what I'm saying? He's like, "Oh, it was in Chicago." Da da da. Like, this shit was dope. It was a dope show. I had seen the locks come out. He had said, obviously, Cash Money or whatever was there, and I forgot who else there was that I seen. If there was somebody else, but yeah. I know if the locks or whatever come down to the rave or whatever, I want to go see them. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely a bucket list. I have
Yeah.
never seen any of those guys perform live. You know what I'm saying? And I just their energy when we seen them do the whole what's that thing with the you did that thing with Dipset? The versus
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. The
Yeah,
burial, the
yeah,
burial.
yeah, hell yeah. So like you just see like that type of energy that would bring as far as like a performer, a performance or whatever, and definitely
Yeah,
you will want to check them out.
they dope.
As far as like see them perform, you know what I'm saying? So the Rough Rider legacy is still, you know, living through them and through Swiss Beats, I guess you could say a little bit, even though I think he
Facts.
kind of had gone a different way with making like beats or whatever, but he's still part of the click, you know what I'm saying? So as long as we got the locks and they still doing that shit, I think that they're embedding the Rough Rider brand more like they making it, even though it's
Adding
already
to the
been,
legacy.
yeah, they're adding
Adding
to
to
the
the legacy.
legacy. Exactly.
Matter of fact, let me
Yep.
take that back. Extending the
There you
legacy.
go. There you
Because
go.
God rest his soul, DMX, one of the biggest ever, right? Um,
Yeah.
he left it like you said. His connection with fans was bar none. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the locks, you know, outside of producing great body of work as far as destroying mics wherever they at, right? I think their legacy lives through. I mean, Rough Riders' legacy lives on through them as well. But it's just a testament to the locks that, to me, and we're gonna get into this debate sometime or to the bracket sometime later on. But just based off the fact that they never broke up, they did solo albums and still was able to come back to this lock shit. We ain't never heard of
Mm-hmm.
none of them beefing. That's why, in my
Yep.
mind, the Locks is the greatest rap trio ever. Um, Eve, she's in my top 5. You know, depending on how I wake up, she won't crack my top 3 just based off she ain't give me enough, but she gave me enough to crack my top 5. Um, and that's about it. Cause like I said, I like to drag on, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I'm not gonna jack to y'all and be like, yeah, man, he just had a dope style. He just didn't have a breakthrough. And
Yeah, exactly.
Jen's success was more successful to me off 106 and Park freestyles than he was actually being a
Oh,
Rough
so that's
Rider.
who that Jin was. I was wondering if that's who that was. That's who that
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
MC
yep,
Jin. That was
yep, yep.
the one that was on the 106 and Park, the freestyler.
Freestyle Fridays. Yep.
Okay, yeah, yeah, I agree because I didn't even I had never even like heard anything else. That's what I knew him from. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like what you're saying. Does his
Yeah,
highlight?
that freestyle. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, this highlight too. Oh, my bad. I'm disrespectful. It just came to
You
me.
know what?
Also, he was also in a Fast and the Furious as well, wasn't he? In one of those, one or two, Tokyo Return to
Uh,
Tokyo Drift or some shit like that.
who was this?
Jin. He was in one of the Fast and the Furious.
Oh yeah, 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 Tokyo Drift one. Yep,
Tokyo
yep.
Drift. So I think he found more success outside of being a Rough Rider. But overall, D and Y, two brothers, put together a memorable label, brought us
Mm-hmm.
some great music, memories, lasting,
Impactful.
impactful. Then and now, because like you said, with the Swiss Beats now, Swiss Beats is Rough Riders, and Swiss Beats shows no signs of slowing down. And Swiss Beats continue to put his hands in pushing this culture forward. Unlike his partner in the verses, who wanted to tap into AI shit, but I wasn't Swiss Beats. I give him his credit. He was successful. There's some beats I do like. I just think um he's contributed a lot, and I'm not just talking about the music, like I said, with the verses, etc. But I think he had a good run as a producer. But when I measure up against some of his peers, it's like he don't crack my top 10, and that don't mean no disrespect to Swiss, but
Right.
yeah, bro, the legacy still live on through Swiss, and yeah, that wraps it up for me. How about you, brother?
Um. Yeah, man. Pretty much like everything that you said, um, it's wild to like. That's how you know, like, if the group left like a impact like that because I mean look at like that everything that they did and we still talking about and you still think about you could remember like you could remember that time
Yeah,
when yeah you could remember like that time like how it was. I remember that was always dressed in black with the fucking vest and the you know what I'm saying. I always had
yeah,
the dark.
yeah.
It was just gritty, like how
Mark,
you kind of said. Yeah, it was always this kind of like gritty and shit, and it like fit like their surrounding and everything that was talking about perfectly. You know what I'm saying? And it left like an
yeah,
everlasting impression, or like whatever in your when you talk about certain hip hop groups or even just like these certain labels or certain like brands and shit like that, how they kind of like live on, like they're like larger than life. You know what I'm saying? Because DMX, God rest his soul, or whatever, he not here no more. But we still talking about this. You know what I'm saying? This thing that he
yep,
was a part of and shit. So yeah, that's dope.
yeah, man. Yeah, you that wraps it up. Go ahead, brother. Take us home.
Well, I wanted to shout out real quick. If y'all haven't, I know that I think BU ended up dropping the project
Team
Milwaukee
floor.
Milwaukee artist. Yep, 13th floor. I'm about to check that out. I ended up getting Spotify. You got Spotify?
I believe so.
Yeah, bro. I never knew how dope Spotify was. Shout out to my daughter Tegan for putting me on. Well, my uncle really he put me on, and then Tegan ended up helping me get a little account or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty dope, bro. I've been following all type of little artists that I follow. Street Team Heck on here, Rich P, uh, Kia Rap Princess, Ishtar. You know what I'm saying? BU, he just dropped something. Yeah. BU, like I was just saying, he just dropped something. So I'm about to go check that out in a little bit. Oh, and also, speaking of Kia Rap Princess, did you see that one thing that gonna be
Yeah, August
something?
4th,
I
I
think
believe.
yeah, Rich P was kind of explaining it to me because I was kind of with it. But what it is, it's a beat battle, right? It's gonna be a beat battle,
Beats and
and
battles.
then and then the conductor. Conductor Williams, he's gonna be the judge. He's gonna be judging the beat battle, and then we're gonna have Kia
Benny
Rap
the
Princess
Butcher.
is gonna be opening up, and then Benny the Butcher is gonna be performing there as well. So I think that's fucking dope. If y'all go support that, that's up for the Milwaukee Hip Hop Week or something. I think that's what it's called, right? So
Yeah, so we got it's the Beat Battle Hip Hop Week Milwaukee, August 20th at 8 p.m. Yep, judged by the
yeah,
conductor.
yeah.
Um, and special guest Kia the Rap Princess featuring Benny the Butcher.
Yeah,
Location.
go check it out. The tickets ain't even that expensive. I already checked them out. After taxes and everything, just for like the one general admission is $30, bro. That ain't shit to see two dope performances and a beat battle by
Yeah,
people from the city, and it's gonna be and it is end up being a judge by Conductor Williams. So I think that shit is pretty dope. Something
shout
to
out
do.
to
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
shout out to
Yeah.
Kia.
Shout out to you.
Congratulations
Yep.
on the look, and
Most
also
definitely.
too, not just a great rapper, but great entertainer performer. Like she rips any fucking stage she's on. I had the privilege of witnessing her perform a few times at Uptowner and at the Mason
Yep.
Jar. She's fucking
Yep.
phenomenal. So congratulations.
And she's a dope human being as well, bro. She's super cool. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kia
Nice.
Rap Princess. Yeah,
All
but that's
right,
pretty much
man.
I wanted to say that because I had forgot to say that. But yeah, so go check those things out. That's some shit that's happening around the city. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we be bored and not can't find something to do. There's something to do. Then the clips, they coming on August 20th or August 17th. Mistake. My mistake. The August 17th, yeah. And yeah, that's gonna be lit as well. So definitely little things that's happening around the city. Go check those things out. This another Thursday, a Great Minds Think Alike on Orlito. That's Nove. We'll be here again next Thursday, talking about another topic. Yeah, maybe y'all know, maybe y'all don't, and then y'all can learn some stuff. Sometimes I'll be learning shit myself here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nova be putting me up on game. Like I was like, what? I didn't even know that. But yeah, so join us next week, Thursday, 7 p.m., same time. We'll be here. Be here, be square. Peace.